What's up, Cowboys Nation? Welcome back to the channel, where we bring you the latest and greatest on America's team. The Dallas Cowboys are back in the conversation, riding a two-game winning streak and showing flashes of the team we all hoped they'd be this season. As always, we're here to break it all down: injuries, performances, and what's next for the Cowboys. But first, do us a favor. Hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. We're on a mission to keep you informed and entertained, and your support means the world. Let's get into it. Injuries have been a major storyline for the Cowboys this season. From losing Dak Prescott to a season-ending injury to a constantly shifting defense, it's been a rough road. But as we gear up for a massive Monday Night Football clash against the Cincinnati Bengals, there's reason for optimism. Tight end Jake Ferguson. After missing 2 games with a concussion, Ferguson is trending in the right direction. Head coach Mike McCarthy expressed hope that the extended rest between games will give him the time he needs to return. Cornerback Trevon Diggs, sidelined since Week 11 with a groin injury, Diggs is reportedly progressing well. If he suits up, it will mark the first time this season he and Darren Bland play together, something fans have eagerly awaited. Unfortunately, the team suffered a blow with Josh Butler, who tore his ACL in the win over the Giants. Butler had stepped up admirably in Diggs' absence, but his season has come to an early end. The Cowboys' defense has been underwhelming for much of the season, but the last 2 games have shown marked improvement. Let's take a closer look at what's been clicking. Having Micah Parsons healthy and back to his best has been a game-changer. In the last 2 games, Parsons recorded 2 sacks against Washington, 1.5 sacks against the Giants. His dominance on the field forces opposing offenses to focus on him, creating opportunities for teammates to shine. The Cowboys logged 4 sacks against Washington and 6 against New York, their best performance since Week 1. Players like DeMarvion Overshown, Eric Kendricks, Osa Odigizua, Carl Lawson, Motzi Smith are stepping up alongside Parsons, proving that this defense can be a formidable force when firing on all cylinders. Turnovers have also been a bright spot. During the 5-game losing streak, Dallas had a dismal -10 turnover ratio, 14 giveaways to just 4 takeaways. Over the last 2 games, however, they flipped the script with 5 takeaways and only 1 turnover. The Bengals may have a 4-8 record, but don't let that fool you. Joe Burrow and his offense are among the best in the league. 1 in passing yards per game. Top 5 in points scored and points per game. Burrow has been lighting up defenses all season, and this will undoubtedly be the Cowboys' toughest challenge yet. 1. Potential return of DeMarcus Lawrence. If Lawrence suits up, he'll bolster the pass rush alongside Parsons, giving the Cowboys a better chance of disrupting Burrow's rhythm. 2. Trevon Diggs and Darren Bland. Should Diggs return, he and Bland could provide the type of coverage Dallas hasn't had all season. While the defense faces a tall task, the offense will need to do its part. Here's where things stand. Jake Ferguson's impact. Ferguson's potential return would be a massive boost for Dak's go-to options. The silver lining during his absence has been the emergence of Luke Schoonmaker, who has finally started to live up to expectations. Rico Dowdle's rise. Dowdle has solidified his role in the backfield, showing he can be a workhorse and help take pressure off the passing game. Brandon Cooks back in action. Cook's return in Week 13 provided a spark for the passing game, and his veteran presence will be crucial against the Bengals secondary. At 5-7, the Cowboys have little room for error. A win against Cincinnati would keep their slim playoff hopes alive and extend their streak to 3 games. But a loss could all but seal their fate for this season. The defense will need to contain Burrow and limit big plays. Force turnovers to give the offense extra opportunities. Keep the Bengals' high-powered passing attack in check. Meanwhile, the offense must protect the football. Capitalize on scoring opportunities in the red zone. Avoid getting into a shootout where they can't keep up. A few weeks ago, things looked bleak for the Cowboys. A 5-game losing streak had fans questioning whether this season was already over. Injuries piled up, with key players like Dak Prescott, Trevon Diggs, and Zach Martin all sidelined. At 3-7, the team faced its worst start since 2020, and the road ahead looked unforgiving. But as head coach Mike McCarthy said, challenges like these can forge resilience. As a staff, we'll be better coaches because of this experience. If you're going to coach in this league, You have to be able to coach through these times. That resilience showed up in Week 12, when the Cowboys shocked the Washington Commanders on the road. They followed it up with a Thanksgiving win over the Giants, marking their first home victory of the season. Now sitting at 5-7, Dallas has a glimmer of hope, and the belief is growing within the locker room. Backup quarterback Cooper Rush has been thrust into the spotlight with Dak Prescott sidelined by a season-ending hamstring injury. Early struggles led to doubts, but Rush has found his rhythm over the past 2 weeks. Week 12 versus Washington, 247 yards, 2 TDs, 75% completion rate, career high. Week 13 versus Giants, 195 yards, 1 TD. Rush's steady performances have allowed the offense to find balance. Running back Rico Dowdle exploded for 112 rushing yards on Thanksgiving, becoming the first Cowboy to surpass 100 yards on the ground since Week 3. The Cowboys' defense, once a liability, is beginning to show its potential. Key players returning to form have made a significant difference. Micah Parsons, his presence alone transforms the pass rush. In the last 2 games, he's notched 3.5 sacks and forced offenses to account for him on every snap. Darren Bland, after recovering from a foot injury, Bland has stepped in as a reliable playmaker in the secondary. What's more, turnovers are finally coming Dallas' way. During their 5-game losing streak, the Cowboys managed just 4 takeaways while committing 14 turnovers. Over the past 2 games, they flipped the script, forcing 5 takeaways and committing just 1 turnover. At 5-7, the Cowboys' margin for error is razor-thin. Their remaining 5 opponents include teams like the Bengals, Buccaneers, and Eagles, presenting a mixed bag of challenges. According to simulations, Dallas has just a 1.8% chance to make the playoffs and an even slimmer 0.9% chance to win out. Cincinnati Bengals, despite a 4-8 record, Joe Burrow and Ja'Marr Chase are producing at elite levels. The Bengals' high-powered offense will be a significant test. Carolina Panthers, still in rebuilding mode, this is a winnable game for Dallas. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, once a defensive powerhouse, Tampa's struggles make this a potential opportunity for the Cowboys. Philadelphia Eagles, a trip to Philly will be the toughest challenge, especially after the Eagles dominated Dallas in Week 10. Buffalo Bills, a team with playoff aspirations, this game could be pivotal for both squads. The key to success: health and momentum. The Cowboys are finally starting to get healthy at the right time. Brandon Cooks returned in Week 13 and immediately made an impact, catching a touchdown. Trayvon Diggs could return for the Bengals game, potentially pairing with Bland for the first time all season. DeMarcus Lawrence, there's hope the veteran pass rusher will be back soon, bolstering the defensive line alongside Parsons. Zach Martin, if he can return, the offensive line will gain much-needed stability. The combination of health and growing momentum has the Cowboys believing they can run the table. As cornerback Jordan Lewis put it, "We've been playing good ball the last few weeks. It feels like everything's coming together." Since 1990, when the NFL expanded the playoff bracket, 7 teams have made the playoffs after starting the season 4-7. Most recently, the 2023 Buccaneers accomplished the feat by finishing 9-8 and winning their division. For Dallas, a 9-8 finish would require winning 4 of their last 5 games. A perfect 10-7 record would demand nothing short of a miracle, especially with games against the Eagles and Bengals. Even though he's sidelined, Dak Prescott remains a vocal leader for this team. Watching from the sidelines, Prescott sees the potential for a late-season surge. "You never know. You just have to line up and play every Sunday." Getting these 2 victories gave us confidence and momentum. Now we've got our first win at home, and if we can steal a couple more, the picture changes entirely. Now it's your turn, Cowboys Nation. 1. Do you think the defense can rise to the occasion against Joe Burrow and the Bengals? 2. Are you confident in the offense's ability to take advantage of key players returning? 3. What do you think the Cowboys need to focus on most to secure their 3rd win in a row? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We love hearing from you. The Cowboys have shown heart and resilience over the last 2 games, but the real test begins now. Monday night against the Bengals is a chance to prove that this team is more than just a few flashes of potential. If the defense can keep improving and the offense takes advantage of its opportunities, Dallas could pull off the upset and keep the playoff dream alive. As always, thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update on America's team. Together, let's keep believing and cheering for the Cowboys. Go Cowboys!